general equation and standard equation for the parabola and circle. So what we will do here is, from the standard form of the equation, we will go to the general form. Let's say this is our parabola. This is a parabola in standard form, or sometimes they say it's in vertex form. So to write this in general form, you will just expand the binomial and write all terms or collect all terms in one side of your equation. Okay? So the square of x minus 1, when you expand it, it's going to be this. X squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 8 times y plus 8 times 3 is 24. And then we collect all the terms to one side of your equation. And it's going to be, okay, 1 minus 24 is negative 23. So this is the equation of this parabola in general form. This is how your equation or general equation for a parabola is going to look like. Okay, so you have one term that is going to be squared. It's either x or it's either y. Given the general equation of a parabola, what are the coordinates of the vertex of that parabola? Now, if your equation is given in standard form, it's easy to see the vertex. Okay, in this example, it's 1, negative 3. But when your equation is in general form, you must write it in standard form so that you can see the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola. Okay? And so again, the skill to use here is completing the square. Write the general equation in standard form. We begin by separating the terms, all the x's in one side and the y and the constant term. We write it on the other side. This is where completing the square will come in. You will divide the coefficient of, x by 2, and then you will square it, and then you will add it to these terms. Now, look at this. Why did this one become y minus 1? So you added 4 to this side of your equation. So that means you must also add 4 here. And so negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. This one is now the square of a binomial. It is equal to the square of x plus 2 is equal to y minus 1. And so the coordinates of your vertex is going to be negative 2, okay, negative 2, and 1. Now, the question here is, what is a? What is the value of a? A here, okay, so this one has a coefficient. Okay, the coefficient of that is 1. And that came to be 1 because it's equal to 4 times 1 over 4. So coming from here, x plus 2 squared is equal to, so you have a 4 times a here, 4 times a times the quantity y minus 1, okay? But 4 times a here, okay, look at that, is equal to 1. Okay, 4 times a is equal to 1, which means that a is equal to 1 over 4. Let us now go to the circle. Let us write this in general form. So this one requires basic skills in algebra. It's just expanding a binomial. So this one is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus y squared plus 6y times 9. Okay, you will move this to the other side. Minus 4 is equal to 0. We combine similar terms and we write it in descending degree. X squared, okay, all the squares. We begin with all the squares, and then the linear terms degree 1, and then the constant terms. So to write a standard form to general form requires simply expanding a binomial, the square of a binomial. So this is the form of your general equation for a circle. Given the equation or general equation of a circle, what are the coordinates of the center? What is the radius? So from here, we will write it in this form. And the skill that we will need or we will use to do this is completing this square. Let us write this in standard form. We write the terms so that the related terms are beside each other. Okay, again, you divide 2, the coefficient of y, by 2, you raise it to 2, and then you add it. You divide this by 2, which is 3, and then you raise 3 to 2, and you add it. So the result is this one. Since you added 1 and 9, you must also add 1 and 9 to the side of your equation to preserve your equation. Our standard form now is the square of y plus 1, okay, that came from this, plus the square of x plus 3. So you can see here now why I am not simplifying 3 squared as 9 right away, okay? Because I want to see the base, and that's going to be the constant term of my binomial. Is equal to, okay, this one is equal to 11. What is the center? Okay, so the center here is -3, -1. The radius is not 11. Okay, 11 is r squared. So the radius is the square root of 11.